Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology. Today we'll be taking a look at Container Park in downtown Las Vegas. Now, when we first arrived to this mall, I knew it was going to be something special when I saw they had a giant 35-foot tall praying mantis sculpture right out front. As impressive as that praying mantis sculpture is, you're going to want to stick around till the end of the video where you can see how much more awesome it becomes at night. Container Park opened in 2013 and its construction includes 43 repurposed cargo containers, which would explain the name. Apparently there are other shopping malls in other parts of the United States that are constructed in a similar way to this place, but this is the first time I'm seeing something like this, and I think this may be the most unique shopping mall I've ever seen so far. Now, we couldn't find an actual map anywhere, but there are these lists of just the businesses and what floors they're located on kind of posted throughout the mall. And this place really does focus mostly on restaurants and small business and locally owned mom and pop shops. There's not really any national chains or an anchor here. There are a lot of amazing places to eat though, and a lot of cool, really kitschy shops and things like that. This mall was constructed by Tony. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. This guy. It was built by this guy. And he's actually the CEO of Zappos.com, which is also based in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll just call him Tony throughout the rest of the video. Tony has actually been spearheading a campaign since 2009 to revitalize downtown Las Vegas. This part of Las Vegas has not received near as much attention as the newer strip where all the new fancy hotels and casinos are. And Container Park is part of that ongoing project to revitalize the area. Besides a 35-foot praying mantis, there's also a 33-foot tall slide and playhouse on the property. This is really awesome, and if I was a kid and saw this, I would have flipped out. Look at how tall that is. I mean, it already felt huge to us, and we're adults. I can't imagine how large that looks to a child. Here's a look at another one of the restaurants that are here, and you'll notice that it says there that it's 21 and over. That's actually something else kind of interesting about this mall. All during the day and everything, it's an all ages mall. You know, families are encouraged to come. Obviously, there's a play place and things like that. But after 9 p.m. at night, the mall actually becomes 21 and up because there are quite a few like hip bars and restaurants and those kind of things here. And it does seem to stay pretty crowded even at night. I have to say, I think Tony's revitalization process is going pretty well. I mean, this place is really beautiful and very, very unique and interesting. And it's been a few years since I've been in downtown Vegas. And the last time I was in downtown Vegas, I really wasn't impressed with the way it looked and the things that were going on. But, you know, after having waited a few years and come back, I can say the area is a lot nicer now. There's lots of neat things like this to see. This is actually about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the Fremont Experience on Fremont Street, just depending on how much you stop to look at things. Now here's a look inside of one of the stores. This was that $5, everything is $5 store we were just looking at. And there was some interesting stuff in here. There was retro video game posters and socks. It kind of had a, gift shop feel to it. I'm pretty sure Mark bought a pair of socks or two. He's into weird socks like that. But you can see what I mean. There's also like Vegas shot glasses and pens and jewelry and things like that. I really do love the aesthetic of this place. It has a very industrial feel, but it's not off-putting or anything at all. It's kind of a breath of fresh air when a lot of other newer malls and shopping centers that have been built are going for those just more boring neutral colors and travertine and marble everywhere. And speaking of colors, this little room here is the Pixel Sticker Room. And this is a really interesting program that this mall has where every time you spend money at any of the stores or restaurants here, they give you colored stickers. And you can come in this room and stick them anywhere you want. It's very, very colorful in here. And I actually really like this idea. And you can write stuff on the stickers too. It's kind of fun just to come in here and read some of the goofy crap that people have written down. But I love that it's also not just like a room with 4 walls. There's actually other things to put the stickers on. And there's so many, they're almost blocking out the windows. You see what I mean? There's a little table there. There's a couch. Unfortunately, it looks like people have actually written on the couch, which is kind of lame. But there's like a bookcase with all white books on it. Yeah, I just think this is a really neat idea. There's even a very out-of-tune piano that the kids seem to enjoy coming in here and banging on. Now, of course, we had to leave our mark, so there's my very sloppy handwriting with the Sharpie, and we'll just put the Retail Archaeology sticker right there. If you ever see this in the pixel sticker room, you have to let me know, but I'm sure it'll be covered up. It's only been a few weeks, and it's probably been covered by other stickers at this point. I think what they've done here is really innovative, and it seems to be part of a trend that I've noticed going on in Las Vegas the last couple of times I've been here. There seems to be more and more family-friendly things to do popping up. For example, this place is very family-friendly, except for after 9 o'clock at night. There's obviously still the partying and debauchery of Las Vegas going on. Trust me, Mark and I partied quite a bit while we were here filming. But it's nice to see that they're kind of trying to draw in another audience. It was nice to be in a mall that seemed to be succeeding as well. We filmed this on a Saturday early afternoon, and the place just seemed to get more and more crowded as the day went on. I need to say a big thank you to Mark for finding this place, because I had no idea this was even here. Now, this sign was pretty funny. We both got a good laugh at this. The second and third floors are pretty spectacular, though. You do get a great view of the entire mall from up here. And also, the second floor is connected by all kinds of bridges and container passageways that are just kind of really cool to go through. For example, this big one here that we're looking at, this is the big one we saw at the beginning of the video that said Container Park on it. And that's a little disorienting there. You can see down to the ground. But yeah, this is that big one that we saw in the front. You can actually go in it. And there's even a neat little table and chairs over here to enjoy a cup of coffee and look out at downtown Las Vegas. And there are all kinds of great murals to look at in downtown Las Vegas now. That's why it took us so long to walk over here from Fremont, because I had to keep stopping and taking pictures. We can see the mantis there through the letters. But yeah, the whole downtown area just looks a lot more cleaned up than I remember it being. And they even have nice little step-ups so that the kids can see out the lettering as well. And there's the wreath that was on the front. But I just think this is really cool how they kind of bridge the second floor with all these tunnels and stuff. It's a very interesting use of the materials they use to build the property, these shipping containers. There's lots of great places to sit up here and enjoy whatever food you bought at any of the restaurants and just, you know, kind of take in the views. I just love that industrial look. And the place looks pretty great too, decorated for Christmas. It was early December when we were here. Another nice thing to see here is that the whole mall seems to be mostly leased out. There are a few empty spaces here and there. Here's a quick look in one of them, just so you can kind of see, you know, these storefronts aren't really that big. They are definitely meant for like local business and small mom and pop shops. But it's really great to see a mall that's focusing on that. And it seems to be succeeding here. Over in the distance there, we can get a view of that huge treehouse for the kids to play in. God, that thing is huge. I wish I was a kid so I could go play in it. Here's a little clothing boutique store. Looks like they're having a sidewalk sale. And I have to apologize for all the lens flare too. This video's got more lens flare than a Michael Bay film. I need to get a new lens for my camera. Hopefully that'll help cut that down a little bit. And of course we've got the CBD shop. Every mall's got to have a CBD shop now. Now this shop was actually really interesting. Strange Remains. This is kind of like a oddities type shop. They've got a lot of taxidermied insects and animals and things. And the owners of the shop were nice enough to let us actually film in here. There was a lot of neat and interesting things. That snakehead's a little creepy in the jar there. But they had a lot of other just like interesting memorabilia and stuff too, like this very old circus coat. The sequin tie is kind of interesting. I'd wear that. Now that is really crazy. I would wear that too though. Here's some more centipedes and snakes. Ugh. I'm not scared of centipedes or snakes or anything, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, handle them or have them as pets or anything. There's a two-headed calf down there. They have a lot of like preserved medical oddities, things like that. Some local art as well. I like those records there that were on the wall. And they even had jackalopes. Do you guys remember the jackalopes? I remember they used to do a thing on America's Funniest People with the jackalope. It's kind of stupid now when I think about it. This was a really great place, though, to spend the afternoon just walking around, looking at weird stuff, and eating great food. And it's nice that they have all the kids there concentrated in the middle, so they're not in the way. But it's nice to see that there's something here in downtown Vegas to do in between all the gambling and drinking and smoking that most people do down here. Something else I noticed that was interesting is that the people that were here, it seemed to be about a 50-50 mix of locals and tourists, which is probably another thing that helps this mall quite a bit. You don't want to rely too much on one or the other. Vegas is a huge touristy area, but there are non-busy seasons, so it's great that they're getting locals to come down here as well. There's also a stage on the one end, and they have a lot of public music performances and all kinds of presentations and things and events that go on here. Here's another one of those bridge walkway things, and there's actually some interesting artwork in this one to look at. There's just something interesting to look at no matter which way you look, really, here. That's a cool picture of the Vegas skyline there. I like that. Yeah, I really do think it's great that they're cleaning up downtown Las Vegas. I mean, I like the glitz and everything of the news strip, but I always make sure to come down to Fremont as well. I mean, that's where I like to gamble because it's affordable to do that there. It's getting a little bit ridiculous for a hand of blackjack at the newer casinos. And here's just another really great shot of the whole place. This is up on the 3rd floor now, and some more of that damn lens flare. Something we did notice is most of the vacancies seem to be concentrated up on the 3rd floor, which leads me to believe that people just aren't making their way up here, which is really sad because the views from up here are just absolutely incredible. But you can see all the leasing signs on the windows here. It's even cool how the elevator's like in a upright shipping container. Yeah, I mean, look, we're on the 3rd floor, and you can see the treehouse there in the background. And it's just huge. And we can take a look down here onto the 2nd floor. But I think it's about time to wrap up our tour of Container Park. Is this somewhere you've been before? Did you even know it existed? I'd love to know down in the comments below. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the tour with what I promised, some of the nighttime footage of that praying mantis. And I have to apologize, I can't play the music that was playing during its performance because it triggered copyright flag. So I've just put some music over it, so hopefully that'll do. But I still think it's very, very cool to look at. As always, everyone, thanks for watching.
Thank you.